Within a week, top tech companies have fired thousands of employees. Amazon has fired 10,000 people, Meta 11,000, Twitter 3,000. These layoffs have sent ripples across the tech world. Tech workers are worried that any time they could be handed the pink slip. Jobs are being cut indiscriminately. That too after 2 years of aggressive hiring. People working in the Indian tech sector are worried that if the retrenchment happening in the rest of the world affects the tech sector in India, then tech companies that are Indian like Wipro, Tata Consultancy Services, Infosys and HCL Tech could follow suit. Also stoking these fears is the news of tech-based food delivery aggregator Zomato asking employees across departments to leave the company. It is said that the company is letting go of around 3% of the workforce in the latest episode of layoffs. Various departments have been impacted by the layoffs. Hello and welcome to India Today. I'm Anjali Istwal. Before we try and understand why are tech companies letting their employees go, let's take a look at all the companies that have axed jobs. Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp parent company Meta. It holds a valuation of more than 2,45,000 crore rupees. That's 300 billion US dollars. But now the founder and CEO of this company, Mark Zuckerberg, has written a letter to the employees informing them that 11,000 out of them will be let go. 13% of the total employees of the company stand to lose their jobs. Amazon also announced 10,000 job cuts, but it hasn't given much details as to where and whose jobs will be terminated. Meanwhile, as soon as he took over Twitter, Elon Musk showed the way out to 3,000 employees out of more than 7,000 employees. Since then, we have seen him playing fire and rehire again and again. Apart from these two headliners, some other companies have also laid off people. Microsoft cut 1,000 jobs, Snap 1,000, Lyft 7,000, Stripe let go of 1,100 people, Coinbase also let go 1,100, Shopify 1,000 and Netflix has fired 450 people. According to Crunchbase, more than 32,000 people have lost their jobs in America till the month of July itself in the tech sector. It's not just the foreign companies that are letting people go. Some Indian tech and tech-based companies have also retrenched. 2,500 employees from Byju's, 1,150 from Unacademy, 624 from Vedantu, around 500 from Ola and 600 employees have been laid off from healthcare startup in India, M-Fine. According to a report by Ned Davis Research, 11,500 employees have lost their jobs in India so far in 2022. But what is the reason for such massive retrenchment? Till a few years ago, these companies were aggressively hiring. Then what happened this year? The reason is rising inflation, Ukraine-Russia war, and fear of recession, which is haunting everyone. According to a report published by Ned Davis Research in September, the data is clearly indicating that the global economy is already in a moderate recession and there is now a 98% chance of a global recession. Now let's try and understand these reasons in depth. We all know and understand that due to the war going on in Ukraine, inflation has increased all over the world. This needs no further explanation for most of us, but adding to that, poor performance in the first quarter, along with inflation and recession fears, has forced companies to take steps to reduce their expenses. As profits continue to shrink, companies are looking for ways to increase profits and increase productivity with fewer employees. And as the economies are taking a hit, companies in many other sectors cut their online advertising budgets. Overall, product-based IT companies, that is those that provide products rather than services, are finding it difficult to sell their goods in the post-COVID world. Now, when COVID came, it brought the world to a grinding halt. But people sitting at home turned COVID into a boon for tech and online companies. These companies saw growth and earned huge revenues, and they thought it would continue in the years to come. Mark Zuckerberg himself accepted this in his letter. That's why Meta hired more than 15,000 new people in the first 9 months of 2022. But now the situation seems changed as they are sacking people Similarly, Amazon also went about hiring as it saw increased e-commerce during COVID, and now it is laying off 3% of its entire employee strength. This brings us to the question that these tech companies use these employees, use them in their greed, and now are letting them go with no consideration for their needs. Just the fear of a recession has triggered these job cuts. The other question is, will the Indian companies also cut jobs? The answer to this is a little complicated. Like the other tech or tech-based companies of the world, TCS, Infosys, HCL, Wipro are now slowly putting a stop on hiring. Although till now, like foreign companies, these big companies have not let go of employees in the name of recession. But the situation can change any day. There have also been reports in many places that Indian product-based startups may lay off 15,700 people this year. But so far, no such indication has come from any big company. One good thing is that Indian companies are somewhat insulated from external upheavals, as we saw during the 2008 recession. Secondly, most of the companies in India's tech ecosystem are service providers and not product-based. In such a situation, even if people do not buy tech products due to inflation, the need for tech services of companies continues. The only hope is that this evil of retrenchment does not reach India and the Russia-Ukraine war ends and global inflation is curbed. Do tell us what is your opinion in the comment section, and also for latest news updates, subscribe to India Today.